Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Understanding Article 370. What is Article 370? Article 370 was drafted in Part 21 of the Indian Constitution titled Temporary, Transitional and Special Provisions. It stated that the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir would be empowered to recommend the extent to which the Indian Constitution would apply to the state. The Presidential Order of 1950, officially the Constitution, Application to Jammu and Kashmir Order, 1950, came into force on 26 January 1950 contemporaneously with the Constitution of India. It specified the subjects and articles of the Indian Constitution that corresponded to the instrument of accession as required by the Clause BI of the Article 370. The Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir was elected in 1951 and convened on 31 October 1951. The Basic Principles Committee of the Constituent Assembly recommended the abolition of the monarchy, which was unanimously approved by the Assembly on the 12th of June 1952. In the same month, the Hindu-dominated Jammu Praja Parishad submitted a memorandum to the President of India demanding the full application of the Indian Constitution to the state. The Government of India summoned a delegation from Jammu and Kashmir in Delhi for discussions on the relations between the centre and the state. The state's Prime Minister, Sheikh Abdullah, was slow to implement the provisions of the Delhi Agreement. However, in August 1952, the State Constituent Assembly adopted a resolution abolishing the monarchy and replacing the position by an elected head of state called Sadar-e-Riyasat. Despite reservations on this piecemeal approach to adopting provisions, the central government acquiesced, leading to the Presidential Order of 1952. The Legislative Assembly elected Karan Singh, who was already acting as the Prince Regent, as the new Sadar-e-Riyasat. In the case of Jammu and Kashmir, the Union List and the Concurrent List were initially limited to the matters ceded in the instrument of accession. Later, they were extended with the concurrence of the state government. The residual powers continued to rest with the state rather than the Union. According to the State Autonomy Committee, 94 of the 97 items in the Union List applied to Jammu and Kashmir. The provisions of the Central Bureau of Intelligence and Investigation and Preventive Detention did not apply. Of the concurrent list, 26 of the 47 items applied to Jammu and Kashmir. The items of marriage and divorce, infants and minors, transfer of property other than agricultural land, contracts and torts, bankruptcy, trusts, courts, family planning, and charities had been omitted. The state had exclusive right to legislate on those matters. The right to legislate on elections to state bodies also rested with the state. On 5 August 2019, Home Minister Amit Shah announced in the Rajya Sabha, upper house of the Indian Parliament, that the President of India had issued the Constitution Application to Jammu and Kashmir, Order 2019, CO 272, under Article 370, superseding the Constitution Application to Jammu and Kashmir Order 1954. The Presidential Order 2019. The Presidential Order 2019 also added Clause 4 with 4 subclauses to Article 367 under Interpretations. The phrase Sadar-e-Riyasat, acting on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, shall be construed as the Governor of Jammu and Kashmir. The phrase State Government shall include the Governor. In proviso to Clause 3 of Article 370 of the Constitution, the expression Constituent Assembly of the State referred to in Clause 2 shall read Legislative Assembly of the State. According to Jill Cottrell, some of the presidential orders under Article 370 have been issued since 1954 in similar circumstances when the state was under president's rule. The union governments interpreted the concurrence of the state government under these circumstances to mean the governor. The Home Minister Amit Shah introduced the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Bill 2019 in the Rajya Sabha to convert Jammu and Kashmir's status of a state to 2 separate union territories, namely Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Union Territory of Ladakh. Article 370. The Hindi film Article 370, which is set against the backdrop of the revocation of the special status represented by Article 370, featuring actress Yami Gautam in a lead role, was released on 23 February 2024, garnering mixed reviews from both audiences and critics. Effects on Jammu and Kashmir. 1. All the rights enshrined in the Constitution of India and benefits of all the central laws that were being enjoyed by other citizens of the country are now available to the people of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh. 2. The change has brought about socio-economic development in both the new UT, empowerment of people, removal of unjust laws, bringing in equity and fairness to those discriminated since ages who are now getting their due, along with comprehensive development, are few of the important changes that are ushering both the new union territories towards the path of peace and progress. Article 370 of the Indian Constitution must be repealed for Jammu and Kashmir to become as developed and prosperous as the rest of India. His clause discriminates against people based on caste, class, gender, and place of origin, clearly violating our country's fundamental rights as enshrined in the Constitution. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe.